up, guys? Today we got the Eachine Revenger 86. This is the Bind and Fly from. I got the FR Sky Receiver. Um, Pretty much, this was. I got it for 58 bucks, but right now it's back at $100. But it should go back down pretty soon. Banggood's got some pretty good deals coming up. Um, but just a couple bits of information about this guy. It is a 2S rated model. You can put a little capacitor on there that will let it run 3S, but there's plenty of videos to show you that. So that's cool. Total weight with this guy, with the stock props, is going to be 81 grams. And with a 2S battery, this guy right here is 550. That's going to be 112 grams. Pretty much these prop guards is what makes it so heavy. The combination of the prop guards and these ESCs. These are 10 amp ESCs. They are as big as 20 amp ESCs that are on like regular 5-inch builds. So keep that in mind. But the prop guard is really tough. It shouldn't be breaking anytime soon. So this will be a really good indoor model. You got a couple antennas out here. One for your 25 milliwatt VTX camera combination, and one for your receiver. This LED right here is like a raised transponder, and you set it up right here. You don't really need to use this. I don't see anybody really using this, but you can maybe hack it up to get that LED to be working full time. Your USB connection is right here. The motors are going to be 1104 7500 kV jumper branded motors. I've had really good experience with the DYS motors that are the same specs, so hopefully these are good. If you want to bind it, there is a little hole right here, I believe, that you reach in and bind. Also, you can go to the back. Actually, my bad. The bind button is right here in this little hole. You go right here to change all your channels, and even the instructions on Banggood, they aren't very clear. And even if you understand it or do different variations of what you think it is, what it thinks it tells you that it is, it's still wrong. So I finally found 5800, so I was able to race at the local multi-GP race. So we'll cut to some of that footage. One more thing, these screws are like 1.2 millimeter or something like that, and standard for the micros are like 1.5. So go ahead and replace all those if you'd like. I mean, if of course you can keep the original screws, but you're gonna have to use that little Allen key that comes with it. Let's see, we got ESCs, we got everything, the weight, and that's pretty much it. So guys, I hope you enjoy this footage. And it did really good with these props. Before it had these DYS, I believe they are 2030s, and I don't know what's going on with these props, but they added those props to the Chaser 88, to the Eachine Chaser 88 as well, and they didn't do very good. You put on some of these 2035s from GenFan, and it gets so much more torque, and you'll be very happy. So here you go. Here's some flight footage from the race. And you can see that I've been passing people with this thing, and I'm on 2S. A lot of those other guys are on 3S at this race. So you can only see how good this thing is. Here we go. Alrighty then. So we're gonna go ahead and connect this up. It's gonna be like 3.1.7 when you first connect it, but you go ahead and go to the firmware flasher and just put on 3.2 on there real quick. It's going to be the button on the top of your model, underneath the canopy, right underneath the camera. So there's one button up top there. You push and hold, you plug it in, and it'll go into DFU mode. You can go ahead and flash on 3.2. We're going to go looking for omnibus 3.2. So that'll go right on there. First thing you're going to do is go to configuration. And change your yaw degrees to 180, because when you're with your new firmware on there, 3.2, it's gonna mess up your board alignment. So you're gonna go and change that, go back to setup, and just make sure that everything's good with your model. After that, you go back to configuration, make sure you're on DShot 600 so you can get anti-turtle mode, make sure you're on quad X. I run 8.2, that's what's on there already. Go ahead and input your craft name because you have OSD on this unit. If you're running FR Sky, I just run PPM because it's just a small model, it doesn't really matter. PPM is really the easiest, it already connects right away. All this stuff is on, you just turn all this stuff off, you don't need any of this except maybe full-time air mode if you want, and then OSD, since this model does have the OSD of course. Then we're going to go ahead and save and reboot that. Go back in here and go to, you don't need to do anything with pit tuning, the stock Betaflight 3.2 tune is pretty good. Receiver, just make sure all your endpoints are good. Make sure that all your switches are coming up and your roll, pitch, yaw, and throttle are all in the right positions and all acting correctly. Modes, modes, you can do your own modes. These are my modes. Arm on 1, angle, and air mode on 2, beeper on 3, and flip over from crash turtle mode on 4. After you're done with that, you always want to remember to hit save. OSD, all this stuff is turned on under OSD. You can go ahead and turn all of it off except of course the ones that you want to use. This is pretty much self-explanatory. There's a bunch of videos on setting up OSDs. Main thing is make sure you're on the right video format. So that's pretty much that. So let's go fly.